up, YouTube? Topaz Jace back for another television review, man. And seeing as though the first episode review that I did for the Get Down actually did pretty decent, wanted to go ahead and review this entire season that I finished up yesterday, in which I was right on certain things, I was wrong on other things too for my first episode review. But again, before I go ahead and jump into all of this, man, I would say go ahead and watch this entire show. It's definitely worth the entire season to watch and such, dude, because I am going to be giving away a bunch of spoilers in this video. But so the things that I was right about, man, looking at, I knew exactly who it was who set up the queen pin of the Bronx and such. It was her nephew, and I knew it because I just read shady dudes just too easily. You feel me? Like, I've been dealing with that type of thing my entire life. Like, it's hard for shady individuals to lie to me. But where I was wrong is it wasn't going to focus on the whole friendship between Shoal Fantastic and Ezekiel. It was merely just a balance of a lot of things in which each individual character had their own character arcs where they was all trying to balance one thing and another. Like, take Ezekiel. He was trying to balance his love for this chick that he's always loved and such, and his friendship that he just developed with Shoal Fantastic, in which that clashes a whole lot throughout the entire show. In the grand landscape of what's going on in this story, man, it's a clash between disco and hip-hop, because disco has been dominating for quite some time as a whole bunch of gay people are completely running it, and a lot of people are really upset when hip-hop's starting to emerge, and they saying that you scratching the records all around, you messing up all good disco. And the funny thing about that is that goes along with what's going on in the music industry right now, with all of these people out here claiming to be real hip-hop heads. They only like 90s type hip-hop. You guys are sounding exactly like the people that's in this show saying that they love disco. And to keep it 100, I agree with certain things that these real hip-hop dudes be saying on how a lot of these rap cats out here today really ain't got no respect for the craft, really don't go ahead and put in any effort, the music is terrible. A lot of dudes are like that. But yet you guys do not pay attention to everybody that's doing anything in hip-hop, you feel me? Like, y'all give passes to Kendrick Lamar, y'all give passes to J. Cole, but you don't listen to anybody else. You only listen to them because they are being promoted through the commercial industry, while there's a good selection of artists out there that's right now doing really great music, that's pushing the hip-hop craft forward and such, man. Like, those are the people you should be paying attention to, instead of throwing a broad net over everybody that's doing hip-hop in this day and age saying that you're all trash. You're sounding stuck in your ways, and you're sounding like these dudes on here that's so in love with disco they don't want to give hip-hop a chance. And that's really just how the world continues to go in circles unless you learn from it. But then you also see Marlene's character arc where she's trying to find a balance between being raised in the church and making church music to actually becoming famous and doing disco music, man. Definitely an interesting thing there. And then you see it in Shoal Fantastic's arc, man, where he's ultimately having one foot in the streets, man, being a dope runner and all of that, man, and a gigolo, but then really focused on music and having Grandmaster Flash pretty much mold him into being a terrific DJ. Like, individuals finding their own balance, man, that is ultimately what this show is all about. And the thing that I love about it, man, is they go through and show you the core fundamentals that built hip-hop in order to become as big as it is today, man. Core things like originality is everything. Like, you look at how Grandmaster Flash hired goons to go out and ensure that ain't nobody copying his style, making bootlegs of his music and everything, so he can go ahead and pay everybody so he can continue to come up. And these goons will pop up on you when you pretending to be something that you're not, wreck up shop, take everything you got, and then from there you will forever be banned from the whole Get Down. And that is just completely 100. Even though we see it today in the music industry, guys like Designer, who is not the first to have done it and will not be the last, but yet see him getting such success on just straight up duplicating and copying people. See, that came with the business that infiltrated hip-hop, because when the business infiltrates anything, then it's going to be mostly business, not so much hip-hop. And the thing about business is you're going to copy whoever's successful so you can take away some of their success and make some of their money, but that's just not what hip-hop ever was. I liked how they show that you have to practice and work hard at your craft in order to become good at it, man. Like how they was preparing for this battle, they actually broke down everything, rehearsed, did everything at one time so they can actually show up for the this battle prepared and win that joint. There's no chance they would have won if they wasn't so prepared. And sadly today when you see people try to do freestyle battles and everything, they want to pop up and say everything just off the top of their head like they're going to win this war, when dudes will come with full-fledged verses ready to go. The prepared people are going to win every time. I like how they showed how you need to come to these people and negotiate from power. You cannot come with your hands out, say, I got this dope artist, man, we just need some money in order to do this demo and everything. Nah, bruh. Even though during this whole story, all of that went downhill a whole lot because Marlene and her uncle put their faith in the wrong individual because he was already blacklisted from the game and all of that. They ultimately got lucky to find the success that they did, but ultimately they did it the right way on. They had to build up from the ground up, build up their own notoriety, and then from there, these people that was hating on them from the beginning gonna come through and show them some love. Now there was some filmmaking issues that kind of messed this up though. Even though I love the DJ battle that kind of brought this whole show to an end, ultimately, all the things that happened to build it up to that moment, man, really didn't have to happen that way. That was some rather poor writing, but ultimately it all worked out because that was really the highlight of the entire show. And then things like, okay, while they was preparing for this battle, they had one of the MCs like, okay, he's struggling, he really can't rap like that. Okay, let's go ahead and make him do double time. And he just picked up on it instantly. Anybody who knows double time and natural rap, they're both equally as difficult to do, and they really don't come that natural to anybody. And many people will say double time flow is much more difficult than it is to just rap, man. But besides all of that, man, I feel as though it's a definite worthwhile watch for everybody who's new to hip hop and everybody who came up in that day and age, man. I give this joint a solid 8 out of 10, but before I end it off, man, one thing I did want to talk about was the whole relationship between Ezekiel and Marlene. I loved it, even though at the beginning he was being such a sucker, but then when he finally came into his own, like the moment that he said, fuck you, Marlene, I had to push pause, get up and run around the crib like, yo, you finally did it. You finally became a man. And from that point, he dealt with her as a man is supposed to deal with a woman, man. It was very excellent, that whole progression of that relationship. I love that aspect. But definitely one you should go ahead and peep out, dude. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpads.com that's down there to read today's article.